So real talk, I was not expecting to do another reaction video for some time, but of course, Todd in the Shadows had to prove me wrong. How? Bam! Literally just released, the freshest it's ever been, the worst song of the 70s, One Hit Wonderland, Seasons in the Sun by Terry Jacques. I'm gonna be real, the 70s is like above my pay grade, but here we are. Starlight, Starbright, the last star you'll see tonight. I'm the last real stargazer, Saturn J Blues. This is Todd in the Shadows. This is a reaction video. Let's just get into it. This sounds like a nursery like a nursery song, like real talk. Da, 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 da.
Welcome back to One Hit Wonderland, where we take a look at bands and artists known for only one song. So, this is my first episode since I finished the year-end list, where I was ranting a lot about how bad the last year in music was. But will people remember that in the future? 2024.
Yes. I remember every single worst list Todd has ever made. Yes, people remember that, especially because the subject on the majority of that worst singles hit, like the worst 2005 list, was like primarily fucking Taylor Swift. Like the fate of Ophelia was just ass. It was ass. Like, I don't even like Taylor Swift, but I still liked I think the only song I liked by her is Romeo and Juliet. You know, Juliet save me, da 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 da. And that was like a long time ago. We are way past that. Yeah, it was awful. So I think people are going to remember the worst list. Like, I still remember the year before where fucking Jelly Roll was all over the goddamn place, fucking jelly rolling it up. So literally every song in the 2024 list was like featuring Jelly Roll. It's like, I don't want to listen to some dude named Jelly Roll, okay? Like, what are we gonna do? Get a dude named Swiss Cake? Oh no, Swiss Roll, Twinkie, Snowball. Like, I'm sick of these names. People need to come up with better names, for singers. It's actually crazy to me. But yeah. And plus they're like always well made and they have like good points as to why they're on the list. So yeah, I think they would be very remembered. Anyway.
5 was mostly bad because there was so little that was good, but
it was
no one
awful.
remembers the stuff they didn't hear. I'm guessing that in the future, people will elevate the stuff they liked and claim the year was good.
No.
For a year to go down in history as
bad, they won't.
You need a lot of actively terrible music. So, by contrast, I think it's fair that we return to the storied, famous, worst year in pop music history, 1974.
Oh my gosh.
You're the woman I love, and I love what it's doing.
God, it is so funny that there's a designated worst year of music.
Rub it in.
Just something we all agree on and talk about. Like, most of the people who say that weren't even there.
I've decided to choose one song from each year in Lorelei's life. I'm almost done, though I've hit a snag in 1974. Ready?
I hit all
Making
of
the year of
this.
the Macarena look inspired.
Oh, yes, they call him the street.
Believe me, I have so many options if I want to emphasize this as a bad year in pop history, but if I really want to talk about 1974 being shitty for music, why bother with a deep
I hate
dive?
this.
Let's take one of the most obvious, canonical, bad songs of all time.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Stop. Look, I'll never rag on a clothing like a fashion style from the past. Well, what the hell are we doing here, man? Like, what are we doing? What is this haircut? Though, okay, I'm not gonna deride the mutton chops because I rock the Wolverine mutton chops all the time, like when I don't shave. But like, dude, what are we doing? What is this outfit? Are you a settler from from the Yukon Trail. Like, what is this? I'm gonna turn this shit off, man. This make me mad. This made me mad immediately. Fucking the sideburns are ass. The helmet hair. I don't know how I'm gonna cut in this reference. Gary Spivey from the Psychic Companions Network. Like, he has that type of hair. And like I said, a lot of people are not going to understand that reference. They are not going to get it. Trust me when I say, I'll have a picture up. I promise you, I will have a picture of Gary Spivey from the Psychic Companions Network somewhere on here to like, I think like right here, like bam, like right here, I'll have it. So people can actually see the hair. This is awful. Fucking the Yukon Ho. It's fucking my family has dysentery ass style. I'm sick of this. Look at this. This is awful. Fucking and cut me with those sideburns. Look how sharp. Look at the angle there, like sharp. It's like shing shing. It's like I hate it here.
Goodbye to you, my trusted friend.
Oh no.
Pretty sure the originator of 1974 being the worst year in music is the humor writer Dave Barry. And one of his reasons, of course, was one of that year's biggest hits, Seasons in the Sun, by Canadian songwriter Terry Jacques, about which Dave wrote, "Seasons in the Sun is about a man who is dying, but not fast enough."
God damn it. God, I hate it here. I fucking hate it. Why? Why do I always... Okay, so I did this in literally the last video I posted when I was singing about my favorite song, Tarzan Boy. I was doing Todd and Shadow's reaction to Tarzan Boy. And I'd literally... Okay. I'd like roasted on Baltimora's like I roasted on Baltimora's lame ass Tarzan Boy wannabe, Jumpin' Jack Boy or something like that. I can't even remember the damn name. And it's only been like less than a day, so I'm like time stamping this. And fucking they was like, yeah. And then Todd's like, yeah, his story ended tragically. He passed away in 93. It's like I hate it. I hate it. I hate when I riff on somebody and then it like a tragic thing happens. I mean, at least it's a song this time, right? At least it's a song. But still, that's a dark ass song. That's like making fun of the people that made Dust in the Wind, like chopping up this style. Also, Canada. Yo, we I don't even know what to say about you guys. I'm just sick of you guys. Bring down the worst of the worst. Fucking, I can't even begin to express how angry I am at Canada right now. Like you fucking have Ted Cruz, Justin Bieber, fucking Life is a Highway guy. I hate that song. I hate Life is a Highway. And now this guy, I guess this guy would kind of be the first, right? But like you guys and your music choices and like choices and people to send from up there to down here. Enough. Enough. Stop sending down your worst. Your worst is fucking us all up. Enough.
My friend, it's hard to die.
I cannot say I disagree. Although, fun fact, this is one of my mother's favorite songs.
Ooh.
And one of my father's least favorites. And
Understandable.
it'll make him happy if I call this song insipid at least once. So this one's for you, Dad.
We had joy,
Happy Father's Day.
we had seasons in the sun, but the hills that we climbed were just seasons out of time.
Now, the man in the song might be dying, but Terry Jacques is not. He's still alive, which means he might see this video. So
I hope he does.
To the man in advance, because
No.
I might be harsh and I might hurt some feelings.
Good.
And I always hate that. But
I don't.
One thing that does give me a little bit of consolation is, at this point, the guy is probably used to it. On any list of bad songs of the 70s,
Should be.
usually just bad songs, period, Seasons in the Sun is always on there. Even decades after it should have faded from memory, it lives on as a distantly remembered meme and a symbol of the terrible taste of previous generations. Like, I remember several cartoons I watched as a kid clowning on their boomer characters for liking this song.
I like Bobby Goldsboro, Gilbert O'Sullivan, Terry Jacks, Parliament.
Who'd want to listen to those things?
Seasons in the Sun. Oh, I can't bear to sell these. They're classics.
To be fair to the boomers, a lot of them hated it.
Imagine getting roasted on by cartoons. Like, imagine watching Rocko's Modern Life and they roast on you. Like, imagine watching fucking Teen Titans Go and all of a sudden they're like, Seasons in the Sun, Bruce listens to this. Like, I don't think I could survive it, honestly. I don't think I could survive it.
Too. So much so you'd think no one liked it
God.
ever, and that isn't true.
What's it like to have the 6th most popular recording in the world? Seasons in the Sun has sold more than 12 million copies.
That's how much people loved it, including my mother. Listeners were
I hate
actually really touched by this song about a dying guy reminiscing about the better days of his life.
Learned of love and ABC, and skinned our hearts and skinned our knees. Goodbye, my
So are the critics being too harsh? Well,
They're
gonna
not harsh
skin
enough.
Our hearts and skin our knees, trying to find the answer. But before we continue, I just feel the need to point out that, yes, that is that dude's real hair. It always looked like that, and it has continued to look like that decades later. I guess he lost the mutton chops, but
Stop. He at least looks better. He at least looks better than he did, like, in his youth. At least his head, like, yeah, I think the mutton chops, like, it still looks like a mic cover, but it looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit better. I'm not gonna slag him. Like, it looks a little bit better, but his face looks so naked. I don't know what it is. Like, his face looks fucking naked as hell. I don't like it. Also, if you guys like my reactions and want to see more, like, comment, and subscribe. You know, it really helps out the channel. I know I'm saying it's like 12 minutes into recording. I'll never become a big YouTuber like this. I think in the future I should have like something pop up and just go, hey, subscribe. So I don't have to say it. It could just already be there and I could just focus on what I'm doing.
he has always had perfectly round hair.
That's
that
crazy.
Makes him look like a microphone.
See, okay.
70s. Glorious time.
I wish that we could both
Like,
be
I'm glad I'm not the only one who
there.
sees it.
Our story begins in Canada in the mid-60s.
Just keep sending us
This was around
their
the time
worst.
Canada first started to realize that they should try and have culture of some kind. One of those attempts was a Vancouver-based ripoff of American Bandstand.
Okay.
Technically not called Canadian Bandstand. It was actually called Let's Go, and one of the regular performers on it was a 17-year-old girl named Susan Pesklevitz.
Okay, can I ask a question? Is it just me, or like, does she not look 17? I don't know if it's because of the black and white that's throwing me off, but she's 17 years old. Dude, she looks like she's like 27. Like, she looks like she's in her 30s is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not saying that like, oh, she's old and ugly. No, she looks very pretty, but she looks older than what she looks like. And I don't know if it's because of the hairstyle, if it's because of the black and white, if it's because of the name. Susan Pesklevitz. Holy shit. I don't even think I even said that right. I don't know. And it's like, it's not just her that hits it. Like, every like teenager to like young adult back in those days, they always had an older look. I cannot explain why. Because there are some like regular colored photos and they still look old. Like, you see a dude like what's a good example? So like, imagine you see a black dude, big afro, mutton chops, beard, it's slightly graying, and he has on the most disco clothes you could ever see. He's talking that yo, what's up, Jive Turkey, and all that. And then you look, he takes a picture, and then you see he's in high school. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why did they look so old back then? Like, I would think because like we've got like in the 70s, it got out of like the civil rights was like winding down, and then, you know, they're in the peace, love, and prosperity, you know, the ass and grass time and all that bullshit. You would think that they will look younger, but no, they look older. I don't understand the phenomenon behind that.
Pesklevitz? Pesklevitz. One day, Susan asked one of the other performers on the show, one Terry Jacques, to accompany her on guitar.
Oh my
And
gosh.
pretty soon, the two fell in love, which, good for you, man. I mean,
How
I'm
old
not
was
trying to
he?
be mean, but, you know, they got a little sitcom energy to them.
They do.
Anyway, they fell in love, they got married, and they started a band called the Poppy Family. Which, you know, adds up, late 60s. At the time, Vancouver was like Canada's San Francisco, right? Just hippie central. So naturally, you got this flower powery name for the band. And I guess everything aligned for them because the Poppy Family would become one of the few Canadian bands at that time to hit it big.
Which way you going, Billy? Can I go too?
This is
Okay.
their biggest hit, Which Way You Goin', Billy?
You are my
Okay, I can kind of see. I can see it. I can
Not my
feel it.
personal favorite hippie song. They're a little too poppy for my taste, honestly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
my Dirty Hippie's a little dirtier, but you know, this is not terrible. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's about
there's
how she
something there.
loves some guy named Billy and wishes she could follow him everywhere.
Uh-oh.
And Terry says
Divorce.
he wrote it when he was actually thinking about the poor schmucks getting sent off to war away from their loved ones. So that's two Vietnam songs about women losing guys named Billy.
Don't be a hero. Don't be
There's another song from 1974 everyone hates.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. Billy, Don't Be a Hero. I think it's good. Not this version, because I think this is the band who stole the song. I could be wrong because it's been a long time since I watched that Todd in the Shadows episode. The night Chicago died. Like, I think it's been a while, but I thought Billy Don't Be a Hero was pretty good. Like I could see how it could become a hit. Like, I like the beat behind it. I like the darkness of it, but the cheerfulness at the same time. So like, I get it. And I actually like this. I don't like the Poppy Family's song about their Billy, but I could see how it could become a hit. Like, it has something, you know.
So Terry wins that one, I guess.
Which way you going, Billy?
Which Way You Goin', Billy got all the way to number 2 in America. Kept off the top spot only by
Oh
Ray
my
Stevens and then the Beatles.
That's fair.
So, no shame in getting beaten by the best.
Okay, actually, favorite Beatles song. 1, 2, 3. I Me Mine. I Me Mine is my favorite Beatles song. There's something so like, I think that was like the last song the Beatles ever did before they officially broke up. But I love I Me Mine. There's such a bittersweetness to it. It's like this, and I'm not talking about when they like kick it up, like my, like, not that, but like when it's just, I think it's George singing, and it's just him singing it. There's such a bittersweetness, like, energy in it. Like, you could see that song being played when like the hero's gotten like defeated by the villain for the first time. He's kind of sitting. No. The big example. Think Full Metal Alchemist after Nina was transmutated, and after the Elric brothers found out, and they're like sitting in the rain, and this is right before Scar jumps them. They're sitting there, and then you could put, George singing I Me Mine on there. Not when the whole band joins in, but just him. I love that Beatles song. It's my favorite Beatles song. I do not care for any of the others. My mom's favorite is Here Comes the Sun. I actually have a nightmare about that one. I was writing a short story about it, and Here Comes the Sun kind of revolved around it. And I listened to it so much that one night I had a really bad nightmare. So I can't listen to Here Comes the Sun without like terror hitting me. But yeah, favorite Beatles song. Put it in the comments. Tell me. I want to know.
The Beatles and Ray Stevens. The band never really had a hit on that level again, but you know, they stuck it out for another few years, and some of those tracks are pretty decent.
Not this one. Mm-mm.
Where do I know this from? Oh my god, that's right. That's the song from the Sonic the Hedgehog dance scene. Oh man, that's a deep pull, Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Who came up with
Why
that?
the fuck did they pull
Carrie
that
wanted
deep?
to support his fellow Canadians. Unfortunately,
They
showbiz
divorced.
marriages are not long for this.
I
By
saw it coming.
1973, the Poppy family had become the Poppy trial separation, and then eventually the Poppy two separate people.
Yep.
Susan Jacques would maintain some minor presence in the Canadian music industry over the next few decades, but she wouldn't really ever be a big deal again. But which way you going, Terry? That's where things get interesting. Now this will surprise you, certainly surprised me, but Seasons in the Sun is actually a very complicated and interesting song, originally.
Originally.
We are gonna roll backwards
Oh,
to
shit.
1961 and to the beloved Belgian songwriter Jacques Brel. Brel was a really important guy. All sorts of great artists cite him as an influence. David Bowie, Leonard Cohen. Now, I am not very well versed in the glorious history
Neither
of
am I.
French chanson, so I'm not gonna go deep on him, but he is in fact the original writer of this song. In its original French, this song is called Le Moribond, or The Dying Man.
Et je veux qu'on rie, je veux qu'on danse, je veux qu'on s'amuse comme des fous. Je veux qu'on rie, je veux qu'on danse, quand c'est qu'on mettra dans trop.
It's about a man on his deathbed saying goodbye to all his loved ones.
Adieu les mille, je t'aimais bien.
The first verse is dedicated to Emile, his best friend. You know, remember the good times, man. We had joy, we had fun, etc. And the second verse is to the priest, like,
I liked you
"Father, we
well,
took different
Father."
paths in life, but I think we were looking for the same things in the end. Please look after my wife. And the third verse is to Antoine.
Adieu l'Antoine,
Who?
je t'aimais pas bien.
Antoine, go fuck yourself.
Ton rêve de crever aujourd'hui.
Before you. Oh my god. The haters anthem. No. 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 I fuck with this. No, I fuck with the hate. I fuck when like I love it when songs have like that one verse, like let me just address my enemies real quick and then back to whatever I'm doing. Fuck the big three. It's just big me. But no, I love when like songs just like divert briefly and then they're like, fuck you, fuck everything you stand for, fuck your clothes, fuck your shoes, fuck your hair, fuck your bad breath, fuck your, like, I love when shit like that happens. I love when people dip into the haterade in their songs. I love that shit.
He really does not like Antoine. He's like, yeah, I guess you'll be looking after my wife too, Antoine, since you were fucking her behind my
Oh,
back.
no.
Piece of shit. I love this. How did Antoine get invited to be there at this guy's last moments?
Yeah, what was Antoine
I'm sure it feels
thinking?
different.
Adieu ma femme, je t'aimais bien.
And then the last one's to his wife. You know, I love you.
Even though you cheated on me.
Someday, and now my eyes are closing shut. Just like I kept them shut throughout our marriage so I could pretend I didn't see all the men you were fucking.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, a lot of things going on in this.
Passive aggressive.
A lot of different tones. It's very, very French.
I like it,
Or
though.
French language, at least. Now,
I do. Okay. So I have been getting into a lot of French songs, primarily thanks to the trio of Arcane. For my Tom Bomb fans out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. Liza P, which I should play on a channel at some point. I haven't even played the DLC of that yet. I haven't even beaten Liza P yet. And of course, Expedition 33. Like the soundtracks to both Liza P and Expedition 33 have really made me go, no, French people know how to fucking sing. And if I'm gonna go way back, fucking the French singer who made that fucking bop is like like it was okay. It was it's a black French woman with a Japanese name, and she made the bop to end all bops about her cheating boyfriend trying to get with her friend. I love that song, and I wish I could pronounce that song. I think it's like Ayame Nakamura, I think her name is. And again, she's not Japanese. She's fully like a French black woman. I think it's from like Africa. But like, again, it just a mishmash that she has, but I love her songs. So I've been very like they're slowly but surely turning me into a francophile, a Frenchaboo. I don't know which one, but this guy's really up there. I love his passive aggressiveness. I closed my eyes when you were cheating on me. Fuck you, Antoine, you piece of shit. Antoine's response, that's why I fucked your bitch, you damn motherfucker. Fake money, bad boys.
Brel was popularized in the English-speaking world thanks to a guy named Rod McKuen, occasional composer and songwriter, but most famous as a best-selling poet, one of the most popular authors of poetry of his generation. And if you go through his Wikipedia, there is a whole section of critics just absolutely trashing him left and right.
Damn.
Snobs hated him. In fact, today's New York Times obituary says critics found his work facile, tepid, and aphoristic.
Yeah, just pages and pages of critics calling him the hackiest Hallmark card schlock poet, getting angry at having to discuss him. And one of those critics listed is Esquire magazine columnist Nora Ephron, which is very funny considering the stuff she got famous for later.
Adieu, Emile, my trusted friend.
Hold on, stop. That's actually kind of funny that you got mail popped up because, all right, look, I'm not giving up my black card. You can't make me. But You Got Mail is a comfort movie. I know that's pretty much a vehicle for AOL, but fuck me if it's not one of my favorite comfort movies. Like that ending scene, just ladies and gentlemen, that's what romance is. That is what romance is. I don't care. That is what romance is. All right, now let's get back to the French.
So, besides writing crappy poetry, McKuen also translated all of Brel's work into English, including Le Moribond, renamed in English as Seasons in the Sun.
We had joy, we had fun.
McKuen's version is not a direct translation, and it's kind of watered down. The second version is his dad instead of the priest, and Antoine doesn't make it in there.
Oh.
And, I don't know about some of these lyrical choices.
But the stars we could reach were just starfish on the beach.
But, it's not like a butchering or anything. He did preserve some of it.
Adieu, Francoise, my trusted wife. Without you, I'd have had a lonely life. You cheated lots of times, but then...
Ooh, still funny.
I forgave you in the end, though your lover was my friend.
Now, since the 60s
you did mention Antoine, though.
Cover songs, lots of artists took their shot at it.
We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
The first recorded was actually the Kingston Trio, and theirs would be the most famous version for a while. McKuen recorded several of his own versions, of course. British invasion band The Fortunes put it out as a single. But it wasn't really a hit yet. Not until Terry Jacques got a hold of it in the early 70s and decided to record it. But not for himself.
For his wife. For his ex-wife.
At some point in his travels with the Poppy family, Jacques made friends with the Beach Boys, and he got the offer to produce a song for them in the early 70s. Now, he picked Seasons in the Sun, which makes sense, right? Who knows more about fun in the sun than the Beach Boys? We had joy and fun and Seasons in the Sun till Daddy took the T-Bird away. Okay, it was meant for the album Surf's Up, which is one of the ones the hipsters really love, but the song didn't make the cut. Why not? Well, the Beach Boys are in total chaos at the time, so there are many reasons. Terry said a couple times that Brian Wilson couldn't handle someone else being in charge. According to Mike Love, the problem was that it was, quote, so wimpy.
Mike Love, history's greatest villain. Okay, so both my parents love the Beach Boys, but they both hate Mike Love. I not too fond of Mike Love myself. Again, I am not giving up my black card for shit. You will have to pry it from my cold dead hands. Yes, my parents like the Beach Boys. I don't care. I do not care. I am well traveled. Thank you very much. Like I said, I am like like I am the gothiest, emoist, fucking poppy black dude you will ever meet. But I can still fucking quote Tupac without hesitation. Okay? I can quote without hesitation. I literally just did it a few minutes ago. I don't care. I do not care. I do not care.
And folks, let me say, Mike Love is not wrong.
Ew.
You heard it here. You'd
Ew.
need more if he hadn't also said that about Pet Sounds, but, you know, credit due, Mike Love, not wrong.
God only knows is a banger. I don't care.
And so here we are in 1974.
Goodbye to you, my trusted friend.
Terry Jacks is starting his solo career. He decides to revive those old sessions and record the song himself. None of his friends like it. They say it's too sad, but the Paperboy likes it and all his friends like it, so Terry knows he's got something here. So he releases it and the song just blows up.
Goodbye, my friend, it's hard to die.
After several attempts by several people in several languages, it is now a hit.
We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
A thing that could really only have happened in 1974. Now, last time I covered this year, I put it in an era I call the lame 70s. I guess my half-ass attempt at defining that is, it's the kind of music that's all kind of downstream of the 60s pop that was not in conversation with rock and roll. And some of that combined with the folk movement of the 60s and the singer-songwriters of the early 70s to make some of the lamest, wimpiest soft rock you've ever heard. And it just dominated.
Baby, I want to make it with you. Yeah, as a big music head, no, I hate the wimpy, like, 70. Oh God, I can't even describe how much I hate the songs from this era. Like, fun fact, I'm a huge music nerd. Well, it's not a very fun fact because I've made that known like several times throughout my reactions when I do Todd in the Shadows or music reactions, which is few and far between if you really think about it. But like, there are eras I don't like. Like, I think Todd even said it once that because of time passing, we were able to like condense like each era to like its greatest hits, but if you don't do that and listen to it in its totality, a lot of it sucked ass. Like the 80s, which is like my love, like, which is the genre, like the era of music that I love, followed by the 90s. The 80s sucked when it came to music. You had your good hits and you had like your sleeper hits, like Automatic Man. I promise you, listen to the Automatic Man. You will see what I mean. Just, I cannot shill that one enough. But like, it had its big, like we were able to like shrink down the 80s to like its greatest hits. Same with the 70s, same with the 60s, same with the 50s. But like, looking at it at a grand scope, a lot of it sucked. So when you found the crown jewel, it really made everything else suck. Like, for every Automatic Man, you fucking had Head to Toe, I Know. Or you have fucking, okay, I'm gonna get some flack for this one. I don't like Sting. I don't like Sting the band. I literally like 2 songs from Sting. Which is, actually no, I take that back. Only like 1 song from Sting, which is I'll Be Watching You. But I hate all his other stuff. Like, I hate the one that got big from The Hangover. I could feel it in the air tonight. And if that's not Sting, that shows you how little I care for that song. I hate that song. Okay? I despise it. I hate the song that goes, The Human League. I hate them. I hate them a lot. While you were gone, I was human too. I hate that song. I despise it. God, there's so many other songs. I actually hate the song Maniac. Despite me shilling for Automatic Man, I actually hate the song that made him big at the time, which was Maniac. I actually hate that song. I hate it a lot. Let's see. There's a lot. I think at some point I should make a thing of like, hey, these are all my songs that are in my phone. Rate my phone playlist or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, we've been able to condense all of like a decade to like their hits, so it makes it seem good. But no, it wasn't. It wasn't good at all. Like Tarzan Boy is a damn good song, right? But for every Tarzan Boy, there's some schlocky shit. She Blinded Me with Science. I hate that song.
Dominated the singles charts until the rise of disco.
Bye, Papa, please pray for me.
Now,
Also, hearing the French version and like having a good time with that, and then hear him go, "Oh, Papa, we have." I actually really starting to hate this song. Like, we need to bring the French version back. That's all I'm gonna say.
Terry Jacks certainly is a part of that movement, but
Yeah.
I don't know that Seasons in the Sun would have been a big hit even then, if not for the fact that Terry wrote a completely different song.
Goodbye, Michelle, my little one.
He gave it a full rewrite. He took out all the French names, all the stuff about the cheating wife. The wife disappears entirely, in fact. In actuality, he only changes like a few lines here and there, but to me, it's a completely separate thing.
Yeah,
There's
I could
no
see.
trace of the original at all to me.
Goodbye, Papa, it's hard to die.
And
Schmaltzy.
apparently it worked. That unlocked the song for the vast majority of music listeners of the 70s. That was enough to finally turn the song into a #1 smash.
Boo.
We had joy, we had fun.
So considering how beloved it was by everyone, including my mother, my question is it really bad?
We had joy,
Yeah.
we had fun.
It's uncool, certainly, and
Schmaltzy,
I've always hated it, but am I just
lame.
repeating what I've heard from Dave Barry and my dad? Mom says
Probably.
that's why I wouldn't eat beets as a kid,
I
because
ate
Dad's
beets.
always talking about how gross they are, and she was right, that was why. Also, I can tell you one huge fan of Seasons in the Sun.
Kurt, you sang Seasons in the Sun? Yes, I did. One of the only singles I can remember from my childhood that I used to cry to.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain apparently loved it. One of his favorite songs from childhood.
I refuse. I refuse. No. I'm not gonna do that. If that song made him cry, I could okay. I shouldn't stack it up to the French version because I love the hate in the French version. Like I love the Anton. I loved, the cheating wife angle because I like when the songs are like gritty like that. So it's not fair for me to stack, Terry's version against that version, right? But at the same time, it's still ass. It's so schmaltzy and just like, I can't, okay. The best way I could put this is like, no. That's it. No. I'll give a better explanation. So I've never been the one to like those super like mushy, songs. And of course, there are some exceptions. Like, Thank You for Loving Me. Thank you for loving me. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I understand why people like them because I have like my few exceptions to the rule. It's the same reason why I hate country, like as a whole, but I still love, a young troubadour, because I'm an old troubadour. Sitting through the door and I'm an old troubadour when I'm gone. So like, everyone's going to have their exceptions, but this song is one of the most, it's too sugary. To me, it's too sugary sweet. You know what I mean? Like it's like a cupcake that's just icing only. You can barely see the cake. Like you get it. The icing is like up to your chin from like you have your hand to your chest, and the top of the frosting is at your chin. It sprinkles everywhere. It's like, you know, you have your syrup, you know, cascading down around the icing. The icing is like 3 different flavors. So you have like your red, your purple, your green, and all that. It's like rainbow frosting. You have your jimmies that you spread on there. Then you fucking have like 3 cherries on top, maraschino cherries. Let's get specific. Maraschino cherries on top. Then you have, you know, a Snickers bar, like the bite-sized Snicker bar on the top. It's too sweet. And then when you taste it, it's just all frosting. It's just nothing but sweetness hits you. You don't even taste the cake at first. Like, you have to wait till you get like halfway through the frosting before you finally hit cake. And I hate when things are overly sweet. The same way I hate when things are just hot to be hot. Like, there's no flavor, there's no substance. It's too much. Like, let me give you a perfect example. Slipping by DMX, right? That song is very like somber, melancholy, bittersweet, and like it never hits that point where it's like too sweet, because he's pouring out his rejection, right? Like the stress and like the sadness of his life. And then he gets to the end where he's like, you know, giving respect to like his friends, the people that stuck by him, his wife. You know, that's the amount of sweetness that I love. Like when it adds more, the sweetness adds more flavor to the song when you have it like sparsed out. This song, it just like the music behind it. Because I bet if you put the song itself, if you put the man's lyrics into like a different song, like put it into like a slightly sadder, a slightly more grounded, you know, track, I think the song would be good. But when it's so sugary sweet, like when you hear like the music in the background, like the heaven gates are opening up, and you know, you hear the choir and and all that. No, I hate that, because it's trying to be deep when it's not. Like it's trying to add depth that isn't there. And the song has depth. I mean, it's about a dying man's last words to his family. That should be the saddest and yet the sweetest song ever. But it's the music that erases the bitterness out of it and just keeps the sweetness. It kind of like robs it, is what I'm trying to say. All right, now we get off my high horse.
Bye, Papa, please play for me.
I mean, it wasn't ever clear when Kurt was fucking with you. He did a bunch of piss takes covers with everyone playing the wrong instruments, but all the serious writers seem to think he was completely sincere about this. So am I going to say that Kurt Cobain, one of the biggest music snobs who ever lived, has worse taste in music
and has killed
than me?
many careers?
No. So let me ignore the jokes and hear this with fresh ears, because this is a serious song.
Goodbye, Papa, please pray for me.
Yeah, you guys hear it?
The black sheep of the family.
Like, all the funny stuff is gone. It's now an actual serious song about dying young. Jack says he wrote his version when he was hanging out with a friend, and the friend told him, you should know, I have 6 months to live.
And he died 4 months later. So I wrote the song about Roger.
And then
God damn it.
The friend did die. He left behind a young daughter, and so that's why Jack's changed the lyrics so that the guy's addressing his daughter now.
Goodbye, Michelle, my little one.
Give
me love and help me find the sun.
And you're sitting here mocking this heartfelt love ballad. Don't you feel bad? So is Seasons in the Sun a good song, actually? You know, honestly, I think I understood this song a lot better after hearing the Beach Boys version, because they let that out of the vault a couple years ago. Harry's version has tons of Beach Boys DNA. There are all these Brian Wilson-y elements to it, like the organ, the key change, the guitar lick at the beginning. If you see the song as a Beach Boys song, it makes more sense. And one part I do really like is in the second verse where the harmonies kick in.
Papa, it's hard to die.
it's hard to die.
The Beach
I mean,
Boys
that's just
version
a
is
good
better.
Moment. That is a good musical moment.
No,
So
I hate this.
Yeah, I would say I no longer think of this as the worst song of the 70s. Because believe me, you do a deep dive on the 70s, and there is so much more crap that has not been remembered.
How he makes me quiver.
The fuck is this?
Makes me smile.
Just some truly untold horrors. So yes, I have softened on this song. I don't think I'm going to shock anyone here, though, because I still don't think it's very good.
We had joy, we had fun, we had
Yeah,
seasons
it's
in
the
the sun.
Hearing the Beach Boys version made me appreciate it more, but also
yeah. So I can see where Todd's coming from, like comparing it to the Beach Boys. But even then, I feel like it didn't. The Beach Boys, it had it better, but there was still something missing. There's something missing. And yeah, he likes when the you know the harmonies pick up, but it really just makes the song worse. It does, like, I don't need to hear that. And yeah, I God, it happened again. It happened again. I hate it. Let me talk shit in peace. Rest in peace to his friend. And I get the lyric change now. But the problem, but like, again, stacking it up to the French version, it's still it's still a schmaltzy song to me. It's sugar. Like, there needs to be bitterness with the sweetness. You can't just have a song that should be bittersweet and just make it sweet. I don't understand. I don't understand why he made that choice. And actually, no, I'm wrong. I understand why he made it, because his friend. So it makes sense. I get it in that sense. But like, at that point, choose a different song. Make a different song. Don't cover this one. Like, I just feel like it's a disservice. It's a disservice to the song that, you know, he's covering. Disservice to the artist who originally made it. But as a tribute to his friend, maybe this is the right song to do. There. That's the best I'm gonna say.
also a lot less. Because, whoo boy, Terry Jacques is not the Beach Boys.
No, he is not.
And the song like the seasons have all gone.
Like, he's not even like love. Just God, his singing. Like, he takes what should be a moment of real gravity. The sound of a man saying goodbye to his loved ones. And
You tried to teach me right from wrong.
yeah, he does sound like a dying man, just not in the good way. He's emoting, he's trying to sell it, but
He just can't.
he just turns it into something maudlin, sickly. It reminds me of watching these awful weepy chick flicks where someone dies at the end. Except it's not a beautiful young woman, it's a guy with a Poindexter voice and a dirty clown wig for hair. It's annoying, whimpering, simpering, insipid.
Yeah.
Insipid's the word.
Yeah.
Also, I think I just don't like the chorus of this. Sorry, Jacques. Or maybe I just don't like it when Terry does it. Like, this is weird to say about a song that's only ever been performed by white people, but Jacques does the whitest version of it. But also the chorus just feels too short.
That's fair. That's fair.
We could reach, we're just starfish on the beach. We had joy.
Okay. Dust in the Wind. Dust in the Wind, right? Dust in the Wind. That song, I brought it up earlier, but now, like, giving it some thought, Dust in the Wind is perfect. Because it's beauty, like, when it hits the chorus, like, close my eye. Like, when it hits the chorus, it's so beautiful, but like the song, there's so much bittersweetness in there. I feel like whoever made the music, not the lyrics, but the music to that and put it onto this song, it had a better singer for it, of course. Someone with, you know, some seasoning, because this dude has no season. This dude is sugar, spice, and everything nice. There's no seasonings. There's no spice to him at all. Just a wafer of a man, a wafer of a voice. But like, Dust in the Wind is such a perfect, like, foil to this song because it has that bittersweetness. It has, you know, the beautiful chorus, and it has the strong like voice. It has a strong singer. I love that song. Like that song is like, it's basically telling the story of it. Like if I listen to the music alone, you know, and like the chorus, it feels like it's telling the story of like a young life passing by, you know? Just, yeah, Dust in the Wind is such a fucking good song. It's a good song. And it's perfect. It's the perfect bittersweet song. God, I just hate this Gary Spivey dude.
It's so short that when he adds the key change, it just feels like he's trying to stretch it out, and it's just awful. People nowadays talk about the death of the key change as proof music is bad now. Like,
you dumb motherfuckers want a key change?
Like, some musical cliches can just die like the poor guy in this song. But Terry Jacks did not die. Terry Jacks was on top of the world. Or so you'd think. I actually don't know how much joy and fun he had, but much like the guy in the song, it was over far too soon. Before I get to the actual follow-up single, I want to make note here of the B-side of Seasons in the Sun, which Kurt Cobain was an even bigger fan of.
All I know is that there's a better song on the B-side of that single called Put the Bone In.
What?
Put the bone in, she asked him at the store.
It's about telling a butcher to leave the bone in a cut of meat that's going to be a treat for a doggy.
'Cause my doggy's been hit by a car.
And actually, Terry says he got several members of the 1973 Vancouver Canucks to sing backup.
Vancouver Canucks are on background vocals for Put the Bone In?
Yes, if you hear those, you know, every time I say put the bone in, they go, put the bone in.
Put the bone in, she asked him.
So that's a cool piece of trivia.
This makes me mad.
Which, again,
I feel
is
angry.
titled, Put the Bone In.
I thought it was a
saying one thing that actually means something else. Do you think it's a double entendre of some sort? Put the bone in.
I don't think Terry.
Innuendo.
No.
There's nothing
No.
sexual
You're
about
worse
it.
than
All fun aside, here's the actual follow-up single.
Okay, before we get into that, I thought it was gonna be a sex song. That's why I was like, what the fuck? But then I realized this guy, I feel like he doesn't know what sex is. I feel like what the Roman Reigns saying is like missionary every night over and over. He don't know nothing about that spice. He knows. Do you even know? And that's if he knows sex. Like I said, my real question is, does he even know sex? Like, I feel like this dude was the most G Willikers of the G Willikers. It's hard to judge him, but like looking at his outfit, listening to his voice, listen to him sing, he really does give off the Beverly, I'm sweet on you, Beverly. I want to make it with you, Beverly. Have you guys ever seen Cal Jordan's Doing Great? His skits on like his YouTube shorts, he has skits on like teenagers in the 50s. It is so it like that's the thing that's popping into my head. Beverly. I'm just trying to get the sex thoughts out of my mind. Beverly. This dude does not know what sex is. I'm saying it. He could have had the raunchiest, dirtiest sex in his personal life, but like me looking at him, I don't think I wouldn't believe it. Like it's like when you look at like one person and goes, yeah, that guy definitely doesn't fuck. Like he could fuck all day, but like when you look at him, it's like that guy doesn't fuck. That guy is fucking a virgin. There's nothing wrong with being a virgin, but it's like when you look like that and sing like that and sound like that. Because you could be a virgin and just be like the coolest motherfucker alive. But like when people see you're a virgin, they always have like this stereotypical like white bread look. That's him. He's the stereotypical virgin. This guy did not fuck. I wouldn't believe it.
If you go away.
A romantic ballad called If You Go Away. Originally written by the Belgian songwriter Jacques Brel and translated by the poet Rodney.
Oh my God.
Come on. Seriously?
But if you stay, I'll make
Stop stealing his music.
So right away, this is an excessively safe choice for a follow-up. And even if we weren't already following up a Jacques Brel song, it'd still be too safe. Because If You Go Away was already a hit for jazz pop singer Damita Jo in 1965, and tons of people had covered it since. Frank Sinatra, Scott Walker, Neil Diamond.
If you go away.
If you go away.
If you go away.
So many versions of this. But even though some of the greatest vocalists of that time had
Eartha
already
Kitt.
tried their hand at it, what this song really needed was a big dose of Jax.
Birds that flew.
Yep, there it is. Schmaltzy. There it is, the sugary sweetness in the background.
Again, the problem is Terry's voice, man. Like, he got this great melodramatic torch song full of drama, full of emotion, and then you give it to a guy who sounds
But if you go away. When I
Like a
love you so,
stereotypical virgin.
who sounds like Paul Simon after getting punched in the balls. Let's compare the Tom Jones version.
But if you stay, I'll make you a night like
Okay.
no night has been.
in the summer sky.
That's fucked.
When our love was new.
Yeah, real
Ray
interesting.
Charles did a version that same year. Let's hear that one.
If you go away,
Oh, that's unfair.
go away.
That's so unfair.
Just an empty
Oh no.
full of
That is the worst. No, you can't put up Ray Charles against somebody. You can't do that. That's so unfair. He was already losing. He lost to Tom Jones. You didn't have to double tap him. God, man. That's so rough. Okay. We picked on him enough. We picked on him enough.
empty space.
Right.
Empty
Terry's
space.
version only reached number 68, which is tied with the Damita Jo version for highest charting version, which that's just not fair.
It
But
really isn't.
it's at least better than the Joker version.
You go away.
Oh my. Okay, I'm about to say something so controversial. I'm happy that Joker 2 crashed and burned the way it did. You guys would not believe, and I liked the first Joker. I actually really liked the first Joker. But problem is, the usual suspects got a hold of it, made him into some like this edgelord, because he was already like, he was pathetic. Like in the first movie, he was very pathetic, right? And they really just kept him being pathetic in the second one, and people hated that because they put the version of Arthur in their mind as being this cool edgelord, loser who causes anarchy and all that shit. And like, it's like they didn't realize, no, he's pathetic. He was always pathetic. Like all that stuff was in his head all the time, always. I'm so happy that Joker 2 did what it did, because I needed all the fucking edgelord, fucking white, like right-wing people that put him on that pedestal to get kicked in the dick. I just wanted that to happen so bad, and Joker 2 let it happen. And I still can't understand why. Like, he was always pathetic in the first movie. Like, watching it, like, you felt bad for him, because he was like, there's a lot of reasons why you felt bad for Arthur, right? But at the end of the day, he was a pathetic loser. Like, that's all he was at the end of the day. He was just a pathetic loser who finally had enough and shot him and fucking went nuts. But he was still a pathetic loser at the end of the day because he couldn't handle the situations like a grown-up should handle a situation. Like, and actually get the help that, even though he couldn't get the help that he needed. But the point is, he was a pathetic loser all throughout Joker 1. Joker 2 just continued that. And I'm glad people got mad at how he was portrayed because it was inherently, it was coherent. Like, it lined up with who Arthur was at the end of the day. And I'm glad it went down like that. And I'm glad people have stopped putting this version of the Joker on their big, edgy pedestal. And I'm glad that they lost it. I'm glad that people hated it. I cannot express the joy I felt when I saw those reviews for Joker 2 pour right on in. I was like, yes, let him be the loser he always was. Let him be pathetic. Let him, like, stop trying to co-opt him into something he isn't. He's a pathetic loser, always has been, always will be. Okay, all that said, let's continue.
I love this movie. Now, he put out one other single from that album called Rock and Roll, I Gave You the Best Years of My Life.
Rock and roll, I gave you all the best years of my life.
Oh my gosh.
Those were your best?
Damn.
66 seemed like the year.
Damn.
I was really going somewhere.
Yeah, this one is a cover also. It's an Australian song about wasting your life trying to be a rock star.
100 record companies that didn't like my tunes.
You know, understandable cover for a guy like Jacques, who was always, but not quite, on the verge of making it.
Always one step behind you.
I'm so sick of this. Okay. Whoever is doing his background music, like for his songs, they just have one mood for him, like one mode, and that's sugar. That's all they have. They can't give him anything else. The last 3 songs sound exactly the same. I hate it. Also, back to the song that he's covering in the first place. You know what song is also like that? Like, that has kind of like that sugary sweetness to it? Because I'm walking in Memphis. Yeah, that song every year gets stuck in my head for no reason, and I only listen to it once and then it stops. But Walking in Memphis is very sugary sweet too. I know that's like contemporary, so like it's supposed to be, but even that had some seasoning. Like the part where he's like in the church and she goes, "Ma'am, are you, like, sir, are you a Christian?" And I go, and I say, "Ma'am, I am tonight. I'm walking in Memphis." Like, that shit gets you. Like, that shit's like, ugh. Yeah, there's seasoning in there. There's something in there. Like, Walking in Memphis was everything that. All I'm saying is that you could be sugary sweet. You could be schmaltzy. But put some seasoning in there. I don't like Walking in Memphis, but it still gets into my head because it's still a good song. It's a good song. I listen to it once every year, literally once, because it gets into my head. It's the whole schmaltzy stuff. Seeing the ghost of Elvis. Like, you know, you have all of that. But it's that part where he gets into the church, and then like he belts it out, and then you're like, oh wait, there's something more in there. And that takes a song that's like pretty by the books, pretty safe, pretty, nostalgic, and then he goes, wait, something's there. Like, there's something more to this guy than just this part of the song. There's something better in there. Terry or Jax, or I'm so sick of him. I'm so sick of this dude. I'm so angry. Terry Jacks, on the other hand, he never gets that. All his songs sound the same. And now I question, it's not just his voice, like, is it just like, is it him choosing the bad songs to cover? Like not bad songs, but is it the songs he's covering that's letting him down? Is it his voice, or is it the background music? Is that what letting him down?
For the same reason as all his other songs, it's a hard listen, especially compared to the original by Kevin Johnson, who's a much more weathered, beaten down singer.
But I was always just one step behind you.
You hear Terry's version, you immediately understand why this particular singer didn't make it big.
And she tried to help me understand I'd never be a star.
And again, we know
Never
the problem
be
with
a
Terry
star.
because this song was also a hit for someone else.
Rock and roll, I gave you all the best years of my life.
It lost the chart battle in 1975 to Mac Davis, a forgotten villain of the 70s who made a lot of
Forgotten villain.
Girl, you're a hot-blooded woman child.
Hot-blooded woman child?
It's warm where you're touching me.
But he did have an act.
Wait. Hot-blooded woman child. Like, you guys see the problem, right? Do I need to explain that? Never mind.
Actual singing voice, and he brought his version all the way to number 15, while Terry's version floundered no higher than number 95.
Deserved.
So I think by the end of 75, we can officially say that Terry's season in the sun had officially come to an end.
It is, the sun has set.
Now, with all these episodes, there's always the same question. Why not more hits? What happened? Did he not have the talent? Not have the songs? Did trends shift around him and he couldn't adjust? All of these things are plausible at least, but considering the success he'd already had, I don't think it explains everything. No, upon research, it turns out the real reason he didn't do more is Terry Jacks was just 100% not about that life. Even before the Poppy family broke up, he was done touring. He hated it. When he had his big smash, he didn't really try to take advantage of it. He did very little promotion. For 20 years, there was a guy named Terry Jacques pretending to be him out on tour, but the actual guy himself just wouldn't do it.
After
you just saw that happen
in the sun, I didn't do much recording after that.
And you might be saying, well, yeah, of course he wasn't about that rock star life. Listen to the music he made.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. You can go see James Taylor on stage going, shower the people with love. And then he'd walk off stage and dive into a pile of cocaine. My point is, you gotta love it. And Terry just didn't.
You don't like doing interviews, do you?
No, I don't do. I do very few interviews.
He was already more or less retired by the time he got big. Once he had his seasons in the sun money, he moved to the middle of nowhere, and that's where he lives to this day. In fact, I skipped over his first single, Concrete Sea.
No one is meant to be living here in a concrete sea.
And it's all about how much he hates the city.
I hate going to the cities and the smog and the air conditioning. Every time I come to New York, I get
the air conditioning.
Yeah, you tell him, Terry.
When I first started out, all I wanted was enough money to buy a boat. We got lucky. I could buy half a dozen yachts just with the royalties from the last record.
Now you might be asking, wait, what are we watching right now? Folks, I am overjoyed to tell you that we are now watching Seasons in the Sun, the 1986 TV movie starring Terry Jacks, produced by Terry Jacks, and I have to assume secretly written by Terry Jacks. It aired in Canada, and I wish I could tell you more about how and why this exists, but I cannot. I did watch the entire thing though, and even calling it a movie is really pushing it.
Why?
A good half of it is just his actual home movies. But here's the plot, such as it is. Terry Jacks stars as humongous mega superstar Terry Brandon, who's on top of the world, legions of fans, headlining MSG, and then he gets a possibly terminal illness.
But there is a 50% chance that you could die within the next 18 months.
So he retires out to the woods to presumably wait to see if he dies. Great premise for a movie. And boy, if you think he was uncharismatic as a singer, wait till you see him act.
What's wrong? I'm completely well again. Well, it's just that, anyway, I told Bernie I've got to take some time off.
Terry, I don't understand.
Here he is in a gross-ass discarded bathtub. There's your starfish on the beach. Anyway, I'm just gonna play random clips from the movie now, where he, no joke, gets involved in a spy intrigue plot involving the CIA, gets mobbed by his adoring fans and beats up their jealous husbands, has sex in the bathtub, and I guess he's still terminally ill at the end of it. I don't know. Now, I'm leading with that because it's funny, but before that, he also did keep recording music off and on. His immediate follow-up album, The Seasons in the Sun, in 1975 had some
I hated all of that.
in Canada, but by that point, Canada had passed the laws that forced radio to play Canadian songs, so I'm not sure I count that. Let's check some of them out.
Christina can make.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, let's not. After that.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. That could be a good horror movie song. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, let me see if I can.
That one, Canadian songs.
Okay, hold on. Hear me out. All right. Let's change the playback speed.
So, I'm not sure I count that.
Christina can make.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, let's not. After that one, he put out 2 more albums in the 80s.
Okay. I know that wasn't a good attempt, but believe me when I say, I think that one, like, with some tweaking, you could create a good horror song out of it. Like, there's something creepy about it where I feel like you could, like, the movie could be just Christina, right? And like, I don't know. Like, don't ask me to write stuff. Don't ask me to throw Laura out on a spot when I'm not ready. Well, no. I think that one actually has something to it. Put it in a horror movie, and I think you could do it. I think there's something there. Somebody get on that.
Good either.
Then you fool me again.
Yeah, that's some Canadian content, all right. Now, he did do some production for other
Canada.
bands like Chili Whack, which is a name that means something to Canadians. And oh, here's a fun thing. Here's hardcore punk band DOA covering one of his songs and jamming with him.
I never knew where evil grew.
That's cool. But
That's
mostly
decent.
his life afterwards was non-musical. He found Jesus, and he mostly spends his time fighting for the environment, and good for him. He'll occasionally do guest appearances for charity to sing a song, and last year, he resurfaced in his 80s to make a Christian album.
I know we got the internet.
Gross. One thing I will say, whenever someone says they found religion, it always puts a big because it makes me question, one, what made you do that? Like, were you like, what crimes did you commit that have been like no one knows about that made you decide to do that? Because the only time someone actually says that is when they were doing some heinous shit. For example, I love Shawn Michaels. The Heartbreak Kid is one of my favorite wrestlers. But we all know in the 90s, that dude was a fiend. He was out of control. He was a fucking maniac. HBK in the 90s was out of control. Cheating on women constantly, smoking up that nose candy, fucking playing with the snowball. Like it was really bad. And then he broke his back, and then he found Jesus and all that. Like, and anytime someone says it, and it has such a negative connotation, because anytime someone says it, okay, let me ask you a question. Elon Musk recently said he found religion. You see why I'm questioning it, right? Anytime someone says that, it's always because they were a horrible person, and they think, you know, as they're getting older and stuff like that, they think they could just cha-cha slide into heaven without being, you know, actual. At least I could say for Shawn Michaels, like, it looks like he actually turned a new leaf, and he seems better. People really like them compared to the 90s. But like, people use that as a shield for the worst crimes, and I hate that. And it shouldn't be like that. If you find, religion, it should be a good thing. But a lot of time when people say they found religion, it just means they're about to become the most hateful selves. And it's sad that it's like that. It's sad that it's like that. So like, you're saying this, Terry Jacques. What you got in your closet, huh?
Facebook, facelift, I forget.
What?
But Jesus works for me.
No, he does not.
How did he not name this album Seasons in the Sun? Get it?
That's fair. No.
No.
Never. Never.
No, the song, it's bad. It's bad.
It's
There's
awful.
no reason it should have been this big.
I despise it.
And it's not a matter of him deserving better, because the dude checked himself out of the game. He had his wine and song, and then he went off to enjoy the springtime while he could still enjoy it. He bought himself a boat, and he made a movie to show off the boat, and that's what he does with his time now, and who can blame him? So if you don't like the song, Terry Jacques did the one thing you could ask him to do. He went away.
Thank you.
Purpose.
Thank you.
Thanks for the good times, Terry. We had joy, we had
Were
fun,
they good, though?
We had seasons. Can't say it's not catchy, at least. I'll be singing that for the rest of my life.
No, trust me, it's not catchy. The French one is catchy.
All right, there's my bad one-hit wonder review for the year. You probably clicked to hear me say how bad it was. Shame on you. These kinds of videos are not good for you.
I love it.
If you want to know why, I can point you to a good video from my good friend Lindsay Ellis. You know, if you watch me, you're probably also a fan of her for, reasons. And this new one is about a deep dive into the horrible, horrible world of police body cam YouTube.
Okay, you know what? Okay. So I've actually been having this thought a lot more lately. Like, because I feel like, you know what? No. I'm not going to get into that. I feel like that should be its own video. Anyway, that was my reaction to Todd in the Shadows, Season of the Sun, One Hit Wonderland by Terry Jacques. I agree with them. I hate the song. I hate it. Fuck, do I hate it? Listen to the original French version instead, which I'm about to do as soon as I'm done with this video. If you guys enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe, and all that jazz. This has been the one, the only Blues, or Saturn J Blues if you're a professional. And this has been Blues React. See you amongst the stars. Ciao.